of a whole chapter, of a whole book that is seldom being read, mostly in the people rarely refer to it, apart from one or two scriptures that people will talk about. It's a book written by John, the Apostle John, and it's the third book of John. In that book, there are 4 characters in that book. Himself talks about himself, being the one that is writing the book. He also talks about Gaius, he talks about Diophanes, he also talks about Demetrius, and those are the 4. And of course, in all this character, he pointed some things out, and I want us to use the life of this individual and find how it's fitting for us, where it will fit in all this. How does it relate to us? How do we start changing our opinion? If we have before in the way we live our life, fine. If not, start thinking about doing something better regarding that. Perhaps if something happens to us today, you got an invitation letter for someone. Okay, I'm coming to your place to stay. A company, probably a couple, or 2 people, or a family of 4 or 5. They're coming to stay with you in the place that you're staying. And of course, you feel this is definitely going to cost me. This is definitely going to increase the number of food that I need to prepare. This is definitely going to increase the number of my laundry, because they need to wash, they need to eat, they need to transportation is going to jump up, the use of electricity is going to be up, and of course, you tend to also want to wonder, how am I going to cope? Are you going to stylishly just dodge it away and pretend as if it doesn't happen? I remember one time, one of my friends I was speaking with in the UK sometimes said it's very difficult for himself to actually accommodate anybody in the UK because of the expenses that he incurs when he's not around. Of course, when someone is coming from another country to visit him, they don't have a job, they stay in the house. And by the time he's out of the house, electricity bill keeps running, water bill keeps running up. And of course, when things are happening and he couldn't get a hand over it, he feels there's no point for him to put people in his house because of expenses. To us as Christians, do we value things ahead of people? Do we see people as something unique that God has created, or do we just see them as things to use and done and not cater for? Or do we see people as objects of inconvenience? The story that we are going to read in the book of 3 John is a story of hospitality, of recommendation of someone that believed in it and he also practiced it. The story of Gaius, who has formed hospitality as his habit, is his reputation, because not only that, his word goes far beyond what he even knows. His generosity is well said, is well pronounced, because they extend it even, it's like his reputation precedes him. But before we go into that, let's take a quick vital look at what the book is all about. For the little time that is left with me, let's look at the book of John. John is a book written by, as I said before, by John the Apostle, and is written to Gaius, recommending him for his hospitality and also encouraging him in his Christian life to continue to do what he has been doing. Gaius is a prominent Christian in one of the churches known to John. I don't know, but it was written, the book was written in AD 30. And I said the key people there are John himself, Gaius, there are Petrus and Demetrius. By the time we go through this scripture and this passage, I want us to follow along and probably look at areas of this character that will probably be mentioning and see where we fit in. Are we like Gaius? Are you like Diotrephes? Or are we like Demetrius? So to start with, turn with me to John, chapter 3 John, the book of 3 John. The book of 3 John, from verse 1, said, the elder to the beloved Gaius, whom I love and trust. Verse 2, beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers. As I said earlier on, the book of 3 John is not a book that you get to read or you hear so much about when people quote. But this particular verse is what you get to hear mostly. It's very familiar, it's something I had. But the whole content of it, you hardly hear it. Now, it says in verse 2, beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health just as the soul prospers. John prayed that Gaius may prosper and be in health just as the soul was. That his physical welfare should be commensurate with his spiritual welfare. What are the things that we have acquired and that we have, that we love to have? Unfortunately, this is not like the United States of America where everything is abundant. Of course, they have the people suffering there too. But then, let's look at our own environment. Do we love to buy shoes? Do we love to buy cars? Or do we love to buy clothes and acquire all these things? Now, here John was praying and asking, he said, he prayed that Gaius might prosper and be in good health, just as the soul prosper. John was looking out and praying and making sure that physical life or welfare of Gaius should also be commensurate with the spiritual warfare. That whatever is acquiring, even as a physical, acquiring physically, should also be the same thing. In essence, if what we like or what we choose to have in our life, in terms of our shoes or material things is not at par with how we develop spiritually. What I mean is, what we have, imagine the number of shoes you have, or the number of clothes that you have, or the fat account, or what you cannot be measured in terms of how you're developing spiritually, in kindness, in love, in gentleness. Then we are not doing what we're not, getting the message that John was saying to Gaius here. We want us to not just focus only on a physical thing, but also on our spiritual warfare as well. After all, what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and lose his own soul? Mark 8, verse 36. I'm not turning there. It also brings to mind the parable of the foolish rich man. The parable of the foolish rich man. After having everything and sowing and reaping and putting them in barns, and all for him to just think, oh, what am I going to do? Oh, let me just take that and bring it up another one. I think we should just probably turn there. There's an important lesson for us to learn from it. Let's turn to Luke chapter 12. Luke chapter 12. Verse 16. And he spoke a parable, saying, the ground of a certain rich man yielded plentiful. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, since I have no room to store my crops? So he said, I will do this. I will put down my pen and that build greater, and there I will store all my crops and my goods. And I will say to my soul, my soul, you have made goods laid for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, and be merry. To him, to the rich fool, he has arrived. I mean, he doesn't need to worry anymore. What he just concerned is just himself. He's just so complacent. He's not even thinking of reaching out to other people. Oh, I have this. What can I do to actually help? How can I assist this my neighbor that is lacking somewhere? What can I do to offer this group of people that are there? All he just wants to just do is just to make himself comfortable, think about himself, and nothing more. Is there anything wrong with that? No, but the attitude is what are you thinking of? Why are you looking out for others? But let's look at what the rest of the parable says. Verse 20, but God said to him, fool, this night your soul will be required of you. Will be required of you. Then whose will these things be which you have provided? So is he who laid up treasures for himself and not treasures toward God. Bottom line, our health, our spiritual development, our physical development should also be commensurate with how we are developing as well in our spiritual life. We can't put one ahead of the other. In fact, I would rather say our spiritual development should even be more. Because what's the point? When after having all these things that we want, after getting all the career that we want, after getting all the goods that we want, the material things and storing up, having 10 houses, 50 houses, at the end of the day, just that, what will benefit us? What will it benefit us? My space sermon title is Imitate What is Good. Imitate what is good. And it's gotten from that same John, 3rd John. That's 3rd John, verse 11. He said, beloved, do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. He who does good is of God, but he who does evil has not seen God. Imitate what is good. Who do we imitate? Who do we share our thoughts with? Or how do we even live our life? Do we just live it at random basis, or do we just live it for life to just be as it comes? No. What John expects Gaius to do is to continue in what he's doing. The life of Gaius himself, the prayer that John sent, or the prayer for Gaius, that his soul be in good health, like prospers in good health, just as his soul was. Also, if you have to look at it, if the whole world was to be in good health right now, how would that be? Imagine a time when everybody is just at ease. How would that be? When the poor is lacking nothing, and everybody is having no weakened condition, and everybody is able to go about the business without worry. All the disease, the crippled, those who have fractured bones are all in. Let's picture that kind of world. Of course, we know it might not be attainable right now. I will pray about it. pray about the millennium, the time when Christ will come and it's going to, and all these things will probably be taking place. The question I would also like to ask us is, what if that prayer is actually realized in us? What if that prayer is actually realized in us? Will we die of starvation because we seldom feed our soul? Because we seldom feed ourselves. When we feed ourselves, of course we stay alive. We stay normal. If you think about the fact that the person just next to us also might also need that, or that next person that is just wondering that might need our assistance, and also extend our hand to him. Will we become physically weak even as we are spiritually weak because of lack of spiritual exercise? When we eat, become active and able to go about, we have the strength, and some are also of the habit of doing exercise to keep them healthy, to keep some disease out of the system, which is good. So also in our spiritual life, what exercise are we also putting in place to also make us grow? Are we standing the trials that we're supposed to stand, or we're looking for shortcuts to get out of it? Are we being hospitable? Are we being gentle with one another, showing kindness to one another, loving one another? Or do we just focus on ourselves? Our spiritual welfare, spiritually weak if you are not doing our spiritual exercise. Hebrews chapter 5. Hebrews chapter 5, verse 13. For everyone who partakes only of milk is unskilled in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. But solid food belongs to those of full age, that is, those who by raising of use their senses exercise to discern both good and evil. We focus just on ourselves alone. We don't focus on the good thing that we're supposed to do. We also try to refrain from even doing the evil. We try to even look for all those things, or do we just flow along the line as we deem fit? Brethren, our spiritual exercise matters as much as we do our physical exercise. John prayed that we may prosper and be in good health, even as our soul prospers. Gaius is a man that is, according to John, that has a mind of truth. He does what is, it's someone that loves to just stick with the truth. He doesn't just do as he pleases. He does what is right at all time, and he believes in it. John chapter 17, verse 17. I'm not going there. It says, sanctify them by the truth. Say your word is the truth. That means he has the word of God in his heart. If that's the kind of person Gaius is. Let's turn back to the same book we are. Let's start John chapter 1, the only chapter that is there, verse 3. For I rejoice greatly when brethren came and testified of the truth that is in you, just as you walk in the truth. That is what he does. He walked in the truth. He lived in the truth. He respects what is the truth. He never allow himself to be taken away or taken over by the thing that is happening or happening around him. And of course, because of this, his word is, people are speaking of him even more than what he even expected. His word is like his reputation precedes him. They were talking of him highly, even before John even got to even know about it. People will come, strangers, missionaries, they will need assistance along their way. And when they get to wherever Gaius is, he's always ready to take them in. And it's not like, as we see, other people in the same party that we see. It's different. It's someone that is loving, it's someone that is caring, generous. Never consider that, oh, this is going to eat into my pocket. This is going to eat into my wallet. This is going to affect me economically. I can't afford to have these people around. These people are, never thought about that. What it does from his heart. And of course, we also see that he did not believe in false teaching of his time concerning the person and work of Christ. This is also a person that grew up or knowing the understanding or the false doctrine of that time. In Colossians was when they talk about narcissism, when you don't need to take care of your health, you need to put yourself in a kind of hell, in a bad kind of health for God to actually listen to you. And of course, Paul was addressing that issue to say, no, it's not supposed to be so. That it's just false teaching. God needs us to be in good health, just as our spiritual warfare is also important to him. He also conducts himself and his life in truth, and is also manifested in him. So he's not the kind of person that just talk or believe in the truth. He acts on it. He lived by it, and that is what he does. Verse 11. Beloved, do not imitate what is good. This is John referring to him now. But do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. He who does good is of God, and he who does evil has not seen God. So, does our word or what we believe extend to what we do in life? We say we live by faith and not by sight, and our work shows our faith. Show me your faith, and I'll show you my work. It's not just saying this is what I believe, it is what he does. He lived everything that he has to. He's also hospitable. Gaius is very hospitable. Verse 5. Beloved, you do faithfully whatever you do to the brethren and for strangers. Verse 6. You have borne witness of your love before the church. If you send them forward on the journey in a manner worthy of God, you will do well. Gaius is someone that will welcome anybody to his house. Not just people that are on missionary journey, but people that are also strangers, people that he does not even know. He cares for them, he shows them love. As Christians, brothers and my brethren, are we also like Gaius? Are we also ready to take anybody in right now? Or do we will continue to look at our financial status to say, oh, this is what I am now, by this status I'm not able to achieve this, I'm not able to do that. Keep giving excuses. Then we come to the Diotrephes issue. This is another man that has issues with the apostles as at that time. Of course, Diotrephes, unlike Gaius, is a person that is like a leader in that church as at that time. But his work and his attitude is not as nice as Gaius. Because he's also prominent, let's go to verse 9. John wrote about him. He said, I wrote to the church, but Diotrephes, who loved to have the preeminence among them, does not receive us. Diotrephes does not receive the missionaries as at that time. Doesn't receive strangers. All it concerns himself was just to be selfish. Concerns the values of material things over any other thing. They refuse to understand that greatness comes from serving. As we see in the example that Jesus Christ gave us in Matthew chapter 23, verse 10 to 12. Matthew chapter 23. Matthew 23. Verse 10. And do not be labeled teacher, do not be called teachers as one is a teacher, the Christ. But he who is greater among you should be your servant. And whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. Gaius is not somebody like that. He's a proud and arrogant person. Verse 10 of 3 John reads, Therefore, if I come, I will call to mind his deed, which he does, prating against us with malicious word. Prating means to talk foolishly. To talk foolishly. He was talking, saying malicious things about the apostles and saying it, or maybe to bring them down. Whatever he was saying, he wasn't saying in good spirit. He's not speaking as one that has spirit of God in him. And not content with that, he himself does not receive the brethren and forbid those who wish to do, putting them out of the church. You can see to what extent Diotrephes, a leader of them, will go to not just support the people that are on missionary journey, or to support the strangers, to bring people, to take people into their home. He will not do, and people that are actually trying to do, is also sending them out, disfellowshipping them. That's to what extent that he does. He thinks of himself so highly, against what the Bible even tells us, that we should not think of ourselves too highly. Romans chapter 12, I think it's in verse 3. We should not consider ourselves too highly, think of ourselves too much, that we are too much to actually subject ourselves low, to humble ourselves. But the proper attitude that a Christian is to have towards other Christians is what we find in Philippians chapter 2, verse 1 to 4. Philippians chapter 2. Philippians. Therefore, if there is any consolation in Christ, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship in the Spirit, if any affection and mercy, feel and joy and be like-minded, having the same love, being in one accord. and of one mind. Let nothing be done without selfish ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem other better than himself. Let each one of you look out not for his own interest, but for the interest of others. Diotrephes is not someone like that. Considers himself highly and is not even serving members the way he's supposed to. Not behaving properly like a Christian. He rejects the authority of John, the apostle of Jesus Christ, because he said malicious things against them. Even will not even support them in their missionary journey. Is not hospitable. In comparison to Gaius, Diotrephes is the opposite. Brethren, of all these men, especially these two that are mentioned, apart from the third one that was mentioned, that said they also stand for the truth. In 3 John, verse 12, Demetrius was a good testimony, has a good testimony from all, and from the truth himself, and he also bears truth. And you know that the testimony is true. Of all these 3 men, which one are we like? Are we like Gaius? Are we like Diotrephes? I also like Demetrius. The one that loves hospitality, or the one that is so proud and full of pride and will not speak of conceit and will not even be supportive, and the one that just stick to the truth. Brethren, I believe we should be like Gaius. Let's be like Demetrius, who stick with the truth, and Gaius, love hospitality, who love to serve, who love, so that even our reputation will also be preceding us. And whenever they are even talking about us, they will talk about us in good light. The book of John, chapter 3 John, is a book talking about hospitality and talking about recommendation. It's also a book that we can also read to also let us know that those who are there doing all this work, those who come here to clean all this place, those who come here to help paint this place or sweep the environment, make sure everything is working well, those who look after yourself, after you, your pastors, your friends, how well are you going to them to also encourage them? John wrote a letter here to Gaius to encourage him, to let him know that what he's doing, he appreciates. And also, it's like, let him look, everything might not see know what you're doing, but of course, your reputation is preceding you. You know what you're doing. And of course, if we are hiding under the shadow of someone that is not too active, like Diotrephes, of course, someone is noticing as well. There's nothing hidden. They will get to know. This book is for us to help us know that, look, we can't just sit back alone. We need to be out there. We need to show the importance of making ourselves not just hospitable, as the old passage says, but to also make us grow in other aspects of our spiritual life, in kindness, in goodness, in patience, in long suffering, in endurance, in joy, in love. All these things matters to God. Brethren, to conclude, let's read 3 John chapter from 3 John from verse 13. Let's take from verse 12. The main church has a good testimony talking about a third person here. From all, and from the truth itself, and we also bear witness, and you know that our testimony is true. Verse 13. I know many things. I had many things to write, but I wish not to write. I do not wish to write to you with pen and ink, but I hope to see you shortly, and we shall speak face to face. Peace to you. Your friend greets you. Greet the friend greet the friends by name. So, brethren, let's step up. Don't let the economy or where we are now make us think that it's unachievable, that we can't do it. We can. We need to take out our pride, like our trophies. We need to put on hospitality and good work. Share a lot of good works. Put out all the good evil, all the evil that we have. Put on all the good that we can, and stick with it. A lot of things is there to be done, and I believe we can do it. The book of 3 John shows us that we can do beyond and above our expectation. Shabbat Shalom.